What is popping, everybody? It's your boy, the Holy Commentator, back at it again, reviewing a game that I reviewed a long time ago, and it's really bad now at this point, and I really wanted to talk about this game because it is absolutely crazy. Now, the reason I'm wearing sunglasses, other than looking autistic on purpose, for real, on God, keep it 100, is because my eyes are very puffed up and fluffy. I'm kind of sick at the moment, so if you're wondering why I sound like absolute dog duty, or dog shit, because we're probably far enough in the video now where I can swear, that's the reason why. But today, we're talking about XDefiant, a game that has been released for a while now. It's supposed to be the COD killer. Now, like I said, I made a video about this a while back, doing my initial ideas and my initial introduction into XDefiant, and mostly saying that it was pretty good. If you want to go check out the video, of course, it's going to be in the description, or at least you can find it on my channel here at The Holy Commentator. But I decided, and I thought after lots of review, that it was not a bad game, and I genuinely liked it, and I genuinely liked the content and everything that it had to bring. And then the second season was released, or technically the very first season that was released, and there is so much wrong with this game that we're going to get into. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and of course, if you do me a favor, like and subscribe. And I think this is the point we're going to be talking about why XDefiant is so bad. We're going to be firing some big things off here about some of the biggest problems in a shooter game, which is hit detection. Now, up on screen are going to be multiple clips of hit detection being absolutely terrible. The worst hit detection I've ever seen, where I can unload a full magazine into somebody and they will not die. And this is 100% not an internet issue because I have very good internet, which I'll also probably provide evidence with on screen. Now, you can say that it was just now at this time that I recorded this that it was good internet, but I can promise you, even back then, there's been issues ever since I've been playing this game of terrible hit detection and terrible netcode, which has just been ruining my experience while playing XDefiant. When you feel like you shoot a whole entire mag into somebody and they do not die, and nevertheless, if you have the advantage in a game in a 1v1 against somebody in XDefiant, it seems to always have terrible hit detection, where I feel like I'm shooting somebody 8 years ahead of time, and for some reason I'm the one dying in the very end of it, which we'll also get into more about all the weapon unbalancing in the future. But it is genuinely a very frustrating experience, again, as you can see on screen, where you can load a whole entire magazine in somebody and they do not die. I don't know if it's an internet issue, I have no fucking clue if it's an actual game problem, but it is genuinely a huge issue in a shooter game that's supposed to compete with Call of Duty, that has a very good hit detection and feeling to it, for that matter, especially with Black Ops 6 coming out, which everyone is really hyped for. This is not the thing that you want to have as a big point in your game, as a big issue in your game when you're trying to kill off Call of Duty. Now, it just gets worse from there as, of course, lots of things are unbalanced in this game. In the very first season, when it was very first released, I think everything was not necessarily balanced, but it was unbalanced in a way that made it fun, made it enjoyable, where sometimes you're like, okay, this made sense that I died, that's a pretty cool ability, I'm going to try to use that ability for my own good in the next game. But it gets worse. Now, the MP7, you may know it if you played XDefiant. You've probably seen 80% of the player base playing this and using it, is absolutely broken. It will kill you in 2.2 seconds if you are anywhere between close to maximum range. It is genuinely a very broken weapon, and it is not going to be good in the game. You want to talk about other broken stuff? We can talk about the faction of Watch Dogs that has the Spiderbots, which are also absolutely broken. Now, here's the thing about the Spiderbots, right? It's very simple. You only have one chance to get the Spiderbot from happening. Actually, let's explain first, what does a Spiderbot do? It's very simple. The Spiderbot comes up to you, it goes and crawls on the ground, and it goes and snatches onto your face, electrocutes you, and basically allows you not to aim in, not to shoot, not to melee. It reduces you to a very slow movement speed, so you can't even move that fast, and then you're basically dead after that. Okay, now what is the problem with this ability? If your two brain cells cannot rub together to figure this one out, it's very simple. You can't do anything to basically counter it. You cannot counter a Spiderbot in XDefiant at all, other than shooting it directly, which takes half a magazine of itself. A player takes less bullets than a goddamn Spiderbot in this game. It is absolutely terrible to go up against. You're stuck there, you cannot do anything, you can't melee it off your face, you can't shoot it off your face. The only thing that somebody can do is either another teammate shoots it off your face, or you have to shoot it on the ground before it gets to you, and it's something as small as this, a couple of pixels on the screen that you have to shoot before it gets to you, not even including all the chaos that's around you, because XDefiant is a very chaotic game, which sometimes is very fun. But when you're fighting against a Spiderbot user, it is terrible. It is the most toxic thing you can use, and it is absolutely broken, and the amount of times I just said I'm going to quit XDefiant just because of this alone is absolutely insane. Now, I'm definitely not amazing at XDefiant by any means. I'm not going to act like I'm a professional here, jerking it to the game every single second of the day, but I am definitely not going to say that I'm bad at the game when I have to go up against a Spiderbot player, when this is everything that happens. It is so difficult to go up against something like that, and it needs to be absolutely nerfed now, where you should be able to melee it off your face, you should be able to shoot it off your face or something along those lines, because it is genuinely such a pain in the ass to deal with. And if you ask anybody in the XDefiant fan base who's trying to hold on to the game, try to play the game still, you know how bad it gets. Now, if you thought that was the end of it, there is a hell of a lot more that I want to talk about. 3 other things. The movement is very kind of bad and it needs to be adjusted because it is still very broken. Now, strafing in this game is crazy. You can jump up in the air once, just purely, not barely running into it, jump up in the air once, and move left to right like a fucking spastic on an airplane. Like, it doesn't really work out well when you're trying to shoot somebody like that. And somebody who's grinding the game and acting like an absolute sweatlord, for me, who's a roughly casual player of XDefiant, it is not fun to go up against somebody who's strafing left and right after slide jumping into it. It is genuinely something that really hurts to try to play against. Now, again, if you add all these things up in a general, it makes the most toxic, most terrible game that just hurts to play. And I'm not going to say it's the worst game to play, it's still a pretty good shooter, and there's definitely times where I have enjoyment out of it. But when you have this many issues, it does not help my sanity when I'm playing a game. After 10 games of this shit, I want to bang myself in the dick with a hammer. And that's exactly what this game continues to do, especially with the movement, like I was talking about, right? When you're strafing left to right, when you're trying to shoot somebody who's staying still, it is a very big pain in the ass. And again, to further talk about another issue with XDefiant, the aim assist is not helping that at all either. If somebody's jumping up and going left and right, again, I'm on controller, I'm playing on console, and they're jumping up and they're moving left and right, and your aim assist is not going to help you at all. As a matter of fact, when I'm trying to aim at somebody who's right there, my aim assist is somehow looking over there. And me being able to try to pull my aim assist off of that to move to the guy is not helping either. But if I turn down my aim assist, then I'm not going to hit a shot about anybody who's at close range who's not a sweatlord. Somebody who's walking and is just regularly walking and regularly playing the game, I will not have an issue with shooting when I have aim assist on. But the second you have a guy who's an absolute spastic who jerks off and sniffs gamer subs, it doesn't really help to try to shoot him with aim assist. And the time you turn it down, it's even worse to play. I tried to turn down aim assist, it does not help me in any way, shape, or form, but here we are. It just gets worse and worse and worse. And on top of that, for the very first season, a new faction got released, and it's based off of Rainbow Six Siege, the GSG-9. And of course, if you played Rainbow Six Siege, you know it's all the German operators, but of course they have their new thing unlocked. Now here's the thing, I've been trying to unlock it with my XP. It's not working. It is not allowing me to upgrade and try to get closer and closer to that class with my XP. For some goddamn reason, it doesn't work. I cannot grind up to it. I cannot figure out what is happening. It doesn't work for some weird reason, and it's driving me absolutely insane. So if you add up all these things, everything that is broken, everything that is a problem, everything that is going on with this game, it does not help in the end when you cannot hit a shot for the life of you. No walls exist in this game because you're finding a way to shoot somebody through walls, or especially me for some weird reason. Maybe I'm cursed. Maybe I blew off the devil's dick while I was sleeping at one point, and apparently I cannot hit a shot for the life of me, and everybody decides to phase through a wall, or when I try to hide behind a wall, I get shot at through it. I don't understand. And of course, on top of that, you can't shoot anybody. I don't know if it's hacking. I don't know if it's glitching. You can't have a kill cam either, which doesn't help when you're trying to figure out if somebody's either hacking or it's a network error or it's just you being dog shit. You cannot tell because you do not have a review of the play. And maybe they've added it into the game since the last time I played it, which again has been a while back. Probably a week ago was the last time I played this, so the updates could have solved this by now. But from what I played, from what I've seen, it is absolutely terrible to deal with. And again, this game has its moments. This game is not terrible. It's not the worst thing ever created. But when you have all these things in one game, the first thing you want to do is go back out of it and quit the goddamn game. There's no doubt about that, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse, which I really hope they can solve this, because again, XDefiant is a very good casual shooter if they can keep it a somewhat casual shooter. That's what it's supposed to be. It should not be trying to rival Call of Duty or Modern Warfare. It should be trying to be in its own section of very casual shooters. Modern Warfare at the moment, extremely hyped up. Everybody's a TTTV user. Everybody's a fucking Twitch streamer who jerks off to the fucking game 24/7. XDefiant should be a whole separate thing. It should be its own genre of very, very casual shooters. And I genuinely think that's where they should be going with this, after fixing their issues of terribly balanced factions, terribly fucking sighted in weapons, where you can barely hit a guy, and if you do hit a guy, it's a very rare care. It's a whole entire thing, and it's honestly giving me an aneurysm where I cannot even keep continuity for this video. It is genuinely a pain in the ass to play this game. It has its moments, but it's gotten worse ever since the very first update they had for it. So of course, if you're trying to get into XDefiant, and this is the video you watch to try to get into it, I think you should play it, but I also think you should probably keep it on the down low. Don't play too much. You should find a way to force Ubisoft to fix this game, because it is genuinely... I feel like I'm banging my dick with a hammer as much as I play this game. It hurts to play, has its moments of fun, but everything else is such a pain in the ass. Everything that I've expressed here. So of course, that is the end of it. In the end, I would give XDefiant as a total of a meh. I won't talk about the good of the game because I talked about it in my last video if you want to go check that out, but it's a meh right now. It needs to be a good. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And of course, if you did, do me a favor, like and subscribe like usual. And I hope I see you in the next video. This is me, the Holy Commentator, also known as a Holy Cream Star, signing off. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.